Welcome in to the Punt and Pass podcast. I'm your host, Drew Butler, joined alongside by my co-host, Jake Fromm. Be sure to follow us on social media. We are at Punt and Pass on X and Instagram. I'm at Drew Butler. He's at Fromm Jake, puntandpass.com, the number one destination for all things college football. Well, the regular season is over. Conference championship weekend is done. The college football playoff 12-team bracket is set, and we have the first round of the playoffs kicking off on Friday night. Of course, we got a triple header on Saturday. This weekend, Jake, incredible for football. 2 NFL games on Saturday as well. Thursday night football between the Seahawks and the Rams. Both teams are 11-3. That's going to be awesome. Sunday, a full slate. Monday, and then it kicks off into Christmas week. I love it. I'm fired up to do this Punt and Pass podcast with you. We got Heisman stuff to recap. We got college football awards to recap. The transfer portal is popping off. We'll get all to it. How are you, brother?
Yeah, the only thing you missed was Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement.
Oh, my goodness.
To start an NFL football game.
Yes.
It actually played pretty well. And everybody's giving him crap about making that slip.
44 years old.
Making that, slip there, that on the logo.
It happens.
He's wearing turf shoes, actually, believe it or not. He's not even really wearing cleats.
I noticed that too.
So, I mean, we can blame his equipment choice more than we can his, unathleticism or, older body. But, man, he actually played pretty well, gave him a fighting chance. And, man, I loved his message after the game of just, hey, I want to be able to go back to my boys, back to, this team that I'm coaching. He's like, hey, I had no fear. And, man, it just went out. And man, just tried to do it and make it happen. So, man, kudos to Phillip. That's really cool. And there's only a few who can do that, and he's one of them. And I think it just is really cool that he did.
Dude, 44 years old. Are you kidding me? He was on the Pro Football Hall of Fame semifinalist ballot right now. And did you see what went viral regarding his health insurance with that?
Yes. Well, I thought yes, because I'm on that plan, and I'm like,
yes,
yeah, that is genius, is what that is, especially with his household.
10 kids. He has 10 kids, Jake. He's a grandfather.
There's 12 heads in that household, I guess, plus one, but because he's a grandfather. Yeah. But man, that's that's a reason enough to put your body out on the line.
100%. So let's break this down for everybody. If you are a vested NFL veteran, it doesn't matter how many years you played. You could play 25 years like Morton Anderson, 15 years like Larry Fitzgerald, 5 years, 4 years if you get vested, whatever it is. When you're done playing, you get 5 years of health insurance paid for by the NFL for you and your entire family. So, for example, I had 5 years of health insurance paid for my wife and I, and then we had one kid. Then we had another kid, and I don't have to worry about health insurance. Let me just tell you right now, it is the best health insurance that you could ever get.
Yeah.
Well, my 5 years was going out when we were pregnant with our third, Olivia. So I did not want to do anything outside of the ordinary with health insurance while my wife was really pregnant. So we have, if you're vested, what's called an HRA, a health reimbursement account. And you can continue to pay for your coverage and just pull out of the account that's been funded by the teams that you played for. So, Jake, I'll just have you guess this. For 3 kids, Jackie and myself, what do you think NFL health insurance cost per month when I was paying out of my HRA?
Gosh, I don't know, $3,500 a month.
Yeah, it was like $3,600 a month. Phillip Rivers has 10 kids. I can't even imagine what his would cost. Now since he played one game as a vested veteran, his active coverage picks back up for another 5 years for him, his wife, and their 10 kids. So kudos to Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, does he get that done with one game, or does he need 3?
I looked it up. One game. One game is all it takes for a vested veteran with active coverage. But the downside for Phillip Rivers is that he has to restart his Hall of Fame clock as well. So 5 more years until he can be back on the Pro Football Hall of Fame ballot. A little inside NFL business baseball there.
I hate to put you on the spot here. Do you know who was in that round to get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame? Do you know who?
So he was a semifinalist. He was not a finalist. I want to say the finalists this year at the quarterback position are like Drew Brees, Eli Manning, Larry Fitzgerald is a finalist this year as well. Yeah.
football.
Let's do a little quick housekeeping. This episode of Punt and Pass presented to you by our awesome partners over at Solomon Brothers. We had an awesome time at our VIP event last week at Solomon Brothers Buckhead. Thanks so much to everybody for coming out. You know the drill. Christmas is right around the corner. This weekend specifically, Jaron told you it's the best time to go. They'll have specials regardless of your budget, watches, jewelry, diamonds, accessories. They have it all at Solomon Brothers on social media, SolomonBrothers.com. Shout out to Solomon Brothers. And today's episode of Punt and Pass is brought to you by Humberto Injury Law. If you've been hurt in an accident and need a team that fights for you like we fight on the field, Humberto Injury Law is here for you. Humberto and his team know what it takes to win, and they'll stand by your side every step of the way. Visit HumbertoInjuryLaw.com to learn more or call them 770-888-8901, 770-888-8901. That's HumbertoInjuryLaw.com. We could not do it without our partners. We have loved working with Solomon Brothers Jewelers and Humberto Injury Law all season long, so support them. They support us. We love them, Solomon Brothers and Humberto Injury Law. Real quick, one more announcement. We have a giveaway. Jake, we've got a giveaway for our listeners from our friends at Backer, bckr.com. Backer wants to give away a Georgia Bulldogs Warm One jacket. Yes, folks, this is a $350 value. If you watch the Solomon Brothers live podcast from last week, I had my Warm One on. Tonight in Atlanta, it's like 20-something degrees. This jacket is so legit. It is so warm. I'm going to post a link. All you have to do is fill out some small information. It will take you less than 30 seconds. You will be entered in to win. We will randomly select a winner. I'll post it at Drew Butler. I'll post it at Punt and Pass. Jake Fromm will repost it. It will be on X. It will be on Twitter. It will be on Instagram. It will be on all of them, okay? Maybe even Jared, our producer extraordinaire, will throw the link up in our YouTube page. Subscribe to our YouTube. Backer is the best. bckr.com. Officially licensed Georgia gear. This Warm One jacket, you will win this winter with this Warm One jacket. Tell them about it, Jake.
Yeah, best logoed jacket gear in the game. Actually, I was texting a buddy of mine about it. He sent it to me. He's like, hey, what do you think? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. You should 100% get one because it is the best licensed Georgia gear in the game. The cool one, the warm one, whatever it is, perfect. Very golf friendly as well.
It is.
So they're going to come up with more things, and man, it's awesome. But man, they make incredible stuff.
All right, shout out to Backer. Check them out, bckr.com. This giveaway will be live probably up until Christmas. I just made the announcement, the official announcement. Up until Christmas, you can go ahead and get your entry in, so I'll have that up on social media. Let's get to what's been going on in the college football world. Over the weekend, the Heisman Trophy was awarded to none other than Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. That's right. Incredible story. He had a great season. Indiana was the subject of a 15-minute piece on 60 Minutes Sunday night. I have not watched it yet. I need to, folks. We just need to keep in mind the Indiana Hoosiers have been historically one of the worst college football programs in the history of the game. And this year, they're undefeated. This year, they're Big Ten champs. This year, they took down Ohio State to win the Big Ten championship, and they are the number one ranked team heading into the college football playoff. Fernando Mendoza, obviously the transfer from Cal, he leads them to that number one ranking, and he wins the Heisman Trophy. Jake, I don't think it was anything too surprising here. I was a little shocked that the voting wasn't even really close. Diego Pavia, Vanderbilt's quarterback, finished in second. They do it on a points system based on your first, second, third, fourth votes. Mendoza had 2,362 points. Pavia way behind him with 1,435 points. Jeremiah Love finished third. Then Julian Sayin, Ohio State's quarterback, finished fourth. So congratulations to Fernando Mendoza. He's your 2025 Heisman Trophy winner. And Jake, I can see you on the screen. You don't look that impressed. Talk to me about this year's Heisman class.
This is something I guess I have mentioned over and over again on previous episodes, but as far as a quarterback class, is compared. I mean, this quarterback winning class, it's just not
really jump off the page.
It's just not that impressive compared to previous classes who won the award, right? Johnny, Cam, Joe Burrow, Tim Tebow. I mean, all these different guys who have won this award just completely blew it out of the water.
Yeah.
And relatively this year, it just wasn't quite the case. And that's not Fernando Mendoza's fault. It's not. I mean, relatively this year, I mean, it was his award to win. I think it was well deserved. Taking Indiana from what they were to what they are now, obviously, it wasn't just Fernando's doing. It wasn't just Kurt Cignetti's doing. I mean, this was a team effort. It took everybody to do it. And I think more about the team reaction to him winning, the video of his guys being there, rooting him on. I think Fernando Mendoza is an awesome dude. I think he's a great dude, little quirky, little funny, but man, he is awesome, man. He loves Jesus. He loves football. He loves his team. I think he's doing it the right way. And man, I think it is a well-deserved award for him in Indiana as well.
I thought the stories, like his high school football coach talking about how much Fernando Mendoza loves the game of football, just speaks a lot to the success that he's had, Jake. You know, his commitment to the game, how much he loves doing the game planning, getting ready for Saturdays, executing in the biggest moments, going from Cal to Indiana. It's one heck of a story. His mom has multiple sclerosis. He's talking about how much she sacrificed in order for him to have the chances that he's had. You know, as of right now, you look at the intangibles of what NFL teams look for. He's got those. He's tall. He's got the long levers. He's operated in a highly efficient offense under Kurt Cignetti. I think he's going to have a really good chance to be the #1 overall pick. I'm just saying that right now. The Giants sit with the #1 pick as we're recording this podcast on a Monday night. Would they draft him and potentially shop Jackson Dart out? Who's their new head coach going to be? Are they going to get a new GM? So many things that are outside of Fernando Mendoza's control, but he has positioned himself, especially depending on how he plays throughout the college football playoff, to be potentially the #1 overall pick. I will say this, a family friend of mine, Michael Luckhurst, former kicker, or he was the kicker this past year at Cal, was roommates with Fernando Mendoza. He was up in New York. Mendoza had his offensive line from Indiana there. He had his old teammates from Cal there. The pictures that they were all taking with the trophy. I mean, that's what it's all about, man. So congrats to Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah. One thing about the stats here real quick. So Fernando Mendoza, you know, right at 3,000 yards this year, 33 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So let's go to Johnny Manziel, okay, in the year that he won it. Okay, Johnny Manziel's passing stats were 3,700 yards.
Wow.
A little bit less in the touchdown. He had 26 touchdowns, so a little bit less touchdown stats now. But let's also think about this. Johnny Manziel also had 1,400 rushing yards and 21 touchdowns on the ground. But, oh, wait a minute. Wasn't there a running back there in New York as well, Jeremiah Love? Well, hey, if that's Johnny Manziel's rushing stats, right, he played quarterback. Let's see what Jeremiah Love's rushing stats were. And he had 1,300 yards and 18 touchdowns. So Johnny Manziel had better stats relatively than both the Heisman winning quarterback and the running back was there. So
yeah, don't even pull up Joe Burrow stats. Don't even pull up Tebow and Cam Newton stats, because those were like generationally all-time great college football seasons. And of course, to your point, it's not Fernando Mendoza's fault. Nobody in college football really had a season to take the Heisman Trophy away from him. One person that potentially did, that you and I were big proponents of and big fans of all season, Diego Pavia, Vanderbilt's quarterback. He finished second. His antics, Jake, throughout the whole thing, crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'll say this. I landed in New York with my family on Wednesday. Get to the airport, Vanderbilt signage everywhere. It says Vanderbilt is New York's SEC team. They were promoting Vandy like crazy in New York. I think Vanderbilt has opened a university clubhouse in Manhattan as well. Very prestigious university, right? Very highly acclaimed in the academic front. All the Ivy Leagues like Harvard, Yale, who are some of the other ones? Cornell, I think, is an Ivy League school. Brown they all have Dartmouth. They have clubhouses in Manhattan where you can pay to use it as a social club. Mostly it's for alumni, but Vanderbilt has put their stamp on New York City. And Pavia was there representing Vanderbilt. And it's just so funny to me because the juxtaposition between Pavia and the typical Vanderbilt alum, not comparable whatsoever. He went in there with the turtleneck, the double gold chains. You see some of this media stuff, like they were doing these fun social media activations, like doing the brackets of all-time greats, and they're asking Diego Pavia, who would you rather take between these two Heisman Trophy winners? And he says, neither. Me. And they're like,
that's
what?
crazy.
He goes, me. And they're like, what'd you say? And he's like, me. They're like, that's not the question. The question is, we're doing this fun little bracket thing. Like, tell me who you take so we can get to the. He's like, oh, my bad. He's putting on this whole show. I just don't get it. I understand the people that he's put himself around, Theo Vaughn, Johnny Manziel. I just don't necessarily think that's the time nor the place to carry yourself in that manner, especially when you're there with other people from other universities and it's more about the Heisman Trophy than yourself. Not a good look, Jake.
Yeah, absolutely not a good look. If it's bad enough to release a press statement apology afterwards, then you definitely crossed the line.
Sure.
It was way too much for me. There was too much pompousness, just self, just trying to promote himself any way he could in order to win this award. I get it. It's a big deal. It's important. But, man, to me, he totally crossed this line. It just got way too gross for me. And then, the video of him out in a nightclub with a sign that said, F Indiana. What are we doing?
What are we doing is right.
What
And
are we
he posts on his own social media, F all the voters for the Heisman Trophy. It's like, dude. What, these are, I get it. Underdog role. Everybody's always doubted.
No, he crossed that line. To me, he crossed the line, showed his true colors. I don't know if I was ever on the boat, but I'm definitely off the boat.
Yeah, and think about like the evaluators from an NFL perspective. Now, I could give you my reasons as to why I don't think Diego Pavia will translate well to the National Football League. I think he is a hell of a college football player, one of the best in the nation without question. What he's done for Vanderbilt cannot be understated whatsoever. But when you do these things, that's like a non-starter for front office personnel when they're evaluating quarterbacks specifically.
Yeah.
You're not a DB. You're not a wide receiver. You are supposed to be trying to become a face of a franchise. That is not what you do. And if you want to emulate yourself after Johnny Manziel, that might just be a slippery slope. And that apology that you mentioned, Jake, 100%, the sports comm director for Vanderbilt saw what happened and was like, oh no, we need to get out in front of this.
And plugged it into Chat GPT.
100%. Wrote Diego Pavia a text message and said, here's what you need to do. Copy and paste exactly what I'm about to text you and post it on your social media. No doubt that's exactly what he did.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, if it crosses the line to get where you need to post an apology after an award that you didn't win.
An award ceremony.
Yeah. I don't think you represented himself very well, Vandy for that matter. And so I don't know. It's going to be an uphill battle from here with Diego Pavia, but at least half the NFL teams just like scratched his name off the list.
Yeah.
Just after this one incident.
Be better would be my words of wisdom to him. There's always a pass for celebrating. Like if he would have been out celebrating with his friends, maybe had a few too many to drink, maybe did something that he regretted.
Finishing second in the Heisman Trophy voting.
Exactly.
I mean, that's kind of a big deal. I would have liked to have done that. I mean, that would have been pretty nice, right?
I totally agree. And like what I'm saying in regards to if something would have happened, like when he was under the influence celebrating, like that's an easy apology. Hey, so sorry. Had a weekend out with my boys, went a little bit overboard, looking forward to the Relia Quest Bowl. People would have been like, dude, totally get it. You had a great season. Like you deserve to blow off some steam, but Pavia, you got to be better.
Last thing on this, and let's please move on from this. But it'd be one thing if he was 21 years old, 20 years old, and did this. And he's what, 25?
Is he? Yeah. So
24. He's 24 or 25 years old. It's not like you don't know better. So
Totally agree. How about Gunnar Stockton? He finished 7th in the Heisman voting. He got 3 first-place votes. Haynes King from Georgia Tech, he finished 10th in the Heisman voting. He got 2 first-place votes. So congrats to those guys on great seasons. I do just want to mention one last thing about Fernando Mendoza. He was the leader in the clubhouse to end up at the University of Georgia last year in the transfer portal. It was reported that he was in Athens, meeting with the coaches when Indiana got whooped up on in the first round of the playoffs against Notre Dame. Of course, he decides against going to Georgia. From what I understand, the Georgia coaching staff was very transparent with them. Hey, Gunnar Stockton's coming back. He's about to start in the Sugar Bowl. You will absolutely be in a quarterback competition with him if you were to come to Georgia. Kurt Cignetti, on the other hand, at Indiana said, we need you. You will be the starter on day one. And it seemed to be the perfect choice for both programs.
Yeah.
This leads me to one more thing. The ripple effect of some of these decisions are really crazy to think about. Gunnar Stockton had a phenomenal season. Georgia, of course, SEC champs, 3rd-ranked team in the country heading into the college football playoff. Mendoza, Heisman, Indiana, #1, Big Ten champs. Awesome. It makes me always think about how Georgia got Stetson Bennett back. And Jake, I give you a lot of credit for this because you went on with your career after the 2020 season. After the 2019 season. Of course, 2020 happened. The COVID situation was absolutely crazy. I have my thoughts about how that affected you in your draft evaluation. You end up going to the Buffalo Bills. But Georgia, in regards to that, they go out and get Jamie Newman, transfer quarterback from Wake. That was a disaster. He leaves. Stetson Bennett ends up coming back to Georgia out of junior college after that. JT Daniels gets in the mix as well. And just things happen in a way that allowed Stetson Bennett to come back to Georgia. And then, of course, Georgia found a ton of success. So it's those little decisions that end up having a huge ripple effect down the road. And I think this Mendoza situation is one of those that's pretty spotlighted and magnified in cases like this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially at the quarterback position, because generally there's only going to be one guy on the field in most cases. And, a lot when, I don't know, I kind of go back and start thinking about high school recruiting and, well, hey, if this guy commits here, well, that's, he was their guy and this guy's off the board. You have to go here. And then you may have to start committing maybe a little bit earlier than you want to, because if you don't, then your spot is going to get taken. Kind of much like how we're seeing now in this transfer portal stuff. Hey, there's 2 or 3 guys that everybody wants, but then once those guys pick their spots, hey, where are you going? You're scrambling to find this and that and that. And if one guy goes here, then it completely changes the game for everybody else. So, I think it all works out for a reason and the way it's supposed to. As far as the Georgia part of it's concerned, I think it worked out for everybody. It's been very interesting to see Fernando Mendoza at Georgia, but I think it worked out fantastically for him and for Gunnar as well. Both those 2 guys had incredible seasons up there in the Heisman voting. And who knows, man, we may see both these teams square off. What kind of story would that be later down the road? So that would be pretty incredible.
No question. Looking forward to previewing Friday and Saturday's college football playoff first-round games. That will be on our Thursday episode. Great segue, Jake. You mentioned the transfer portal and quarterbacks, and this scene is getting crazy. We'll get to that in just a second. First things first, this episode of Punt and Pass presented to you by our awesome partners over at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. Now's the time, folks. Clock is ticking. Christmas about 10 days away. How do you win Christmas? You head to Solomon Brothers. You tell them Punt and Pass sent you. You can get up to 10% off your jewelry purchase. Jake and I were inside the Buckhead location. The watches Jaron has are sick. They're incredible. Ladies, if you're listening, head on into Solomon Brothers. Meet your Christmas goals for your significant other. And guys, we had a bunch of guys in town. They're getting a bunch of stuff for their significant others as well. It does not matter your price point. Solomon Brothers has got you covered. Check them out online, solomonbrothers.com, and at Solomon Brothers on social media. Football games are won in the fourth quarter, and cases are won with relentless effort. Humberto Injury Law never lets up. They fight until the final whistle for every client. If you need a team that won't quit, check them out, HumbertoInjuryLaw.com, or call them today, 770-888-8901. They're in Atlanta, available 24/7 for you. You don't pay until you win, and they win. That's what they do. HumbertoInjuryLaw.com. Yeah, the transfer portal is getting crazy. Open the first 2 weeks of January. Pete Nakos at On3 reported earlier this week that he is expecting there to be some big names announced entering the transfer portal this week, and it kicked off in big fashion on Monday. DJ Lagway transferring out of Florida. Dylan Raiola transferring out of Nebraska. Sam Leavitt at Arizona State. He's transferring as well. And the one that jumped out to me the most, Jake, TJ Finley, trying to get a 7th year of eligibility.
That's crazy.
Looking for his 7th school. JT Daniels, step aside. We have a new leader in the transfer portal clubhouse. TJ Finley has played at LSU, Auburn, Texas State, Western Kentucky, Tulane. He was the quarterback for 1-11 Georgia State this year, and he's looking for school number 7 in the transfer portal.
Wait a minute.
That's crazy.
That's a different school every year.
It is a different school every year. And for somebody that's played college football and played in the NFL, there comes a time where they tell you, my man, it might be time. It might be time.
You're hitting them with it. They're telling you. Wow.
You know, people always ask me, did you retire by choice? And I say, yes, I did.
Yes.
But it wasn't my choice. Okay.
It's not my choice.
The phone stopped ringing and I was staying in shape. And my wife and I looked at each other and I said, hey, I think I might be done.
Yeah.
I might be done.
Yeah. I guess I get to hold that one in my back pocket. It's like, well, I got asked. I turned it down. So I always get to hold that, but it was probably not by my choice as well. But what's funny about TJ Finley is my brother Tyler played with him at Auburn.
Really? Dude,
yeah.
Trying to get your 7th year of eligibility. I mean, more power to him, especially if you're getting NIL dollars. I mean, I'd stick around for as long as I possibly could to have those checks coming in. But the two big names here, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, especially what they're throwing around.
I know.
For starting quarterbacks. I mean, yes, these fringe guys who are going to be, undrafted free agents on the fringe, on the bubble,
making more money in college.
Absolutely stay in college. No bills, no responsibilities, free money,
cash, homie.
Straight like you have no expenses. The only cash that you're spending is what you spend it on. Like you don't have even your phone bill is probably taken care of by your parents or something.
Yeah, I think my dad called me like during my rookie year in the NFL and was like, "Hey, we got to talk." And
it's
time.
Like,
what's up? He was like, "You're still on my cell phone bill. I got to get you off." And I was like, "Oh, okay, this makes sense." Like that does happen. So look, more power to TJ Finley for sure. Did you see what John Calipari, Arkansas's head basketball coach, talked about last week? No. About these 25, 26, 27-year-old college basketball players? He's like, dude, this is insane. He goes, I've got a player who's waving to his ex-wife and children in the stands during a college basketball game. He goes, he's using his NIL funds to pay his ex-wife's alimony. He's like, we got to fix this. Calipari's like, this is insane what's going on in college sports right now. I totally agree.
I mean, there's a difference in a 25-year-old and a 19, 20-year-old,
especially on the basketball court.
Well, that's what I'm saying, especially on the football field, but on the basketball court, man, that's a big difference, man. That is a huge difference. And so I completely agree, from all accounts. But man, that was, this is completely switching gears here, but that was Vandy's model this year. It's just they had a bunch of older guys who would play a lot of football, had a lot of experience, and brought them in. So it is a very interesting model to see what teams go with what kind of models. But the Georgias, the Alabamas, the Oregons, Ohio States, looks like maybe it could be Indiana as well. But the guys are going to recruit and develop. But for the most part, most of these schools are going to get their guys out of the transfer portal, and they're just swapping twos at this point, swapping backups.
What about DJ Lagway or Dylan Raiola, quarterbacks at both Florida and Nebraska? Do you think there's any chance that a John Summerall, the new head coach at Florida, has the opportunity to sit down with Lagway? Does he even want to sit down with Lagway and potentially bring him back? And Raiola at Nebraska, is there an opportunity for Matt Rule, the head coach there, to sit down with him and say, do you really want to do this? We're building something special. Or are these two guys gone? And do you think they already have their sights set on where they might want to go? The reason I say that is because everything in college football is so upside down right now. Like, surely agents and or personnel from other schools are talking to these kids' representation in the latter weeks of the regular season saying, hey, you might want to get into the portal because we could potentially put a pretty lucrative offer in front of you.
Yeah, I think it is, really about seeing an offer. I think DJ Lagway probably needs a change of scenery. Maybe
Very
he talks
highly
to,
recruited, 5-star quarterback.
and he is a talented football player who will play at the next level. In what capacity kind of really depends on his next decision of where he goes to play school. Where can he go and get developed? Where can he go and just get a lot of reps and throw the ball around and gain some confidence playing the position? Dylan Raiola, he's going to Texas A&M because he's going to try to be the Patrick Mahomes lookalike.
Texas Tech.
Sorry, excuse me, Texas Tech. Yes, Texas Tech, and he's just going to try to be the Patrick Mahomes Jr. And look alike, and I think that's just the route that he wants to go. Why he's transferring from Nebraska, I have no idea. I don't know who pushed who out or what the situation is there, but I think for him it's just more of a money grab. But for DJ Lagway, for me, in my eyes, this is about for him getting developed. Where can I go play at the next level? Because I'll make more money at the next level than I will in this NIL round here.
Sure. I'm seeing some stuff on social media right now. DJ Lagway, it looks like some of the teams that are showing early interest, LSU.
Yeah, well, that's the first one that came to mind.
Okay,
was LSU for me. I don't know what is Garrett Nussmeier doing this offseason. Does he have to go? Can he come back? I don't know what the situation is with him.
Done. I think he's done. I want to, if I'm remembering correctly, you might be able to look that up. But Lagway, it says right here, per On3, Baylor, LSU, and Miami are early schools to watch for Florida quarterback DJ Lagway. I think you might want to look for like an Austin Simmons, who's currently at Ole Miss. He's the one that got injured this year. Trinidad Chambliss took over. Could he go to LSU with Lane Kiffin? You know where I would want to go? And I'm just saying this right now. If I was DJ Lagway, my first call would be to Auburn with Alex Golesh. I think he is a really good offensive coordinator. I think Lagway staying in the SEC could help himself big time with probably what he wants to do in the NFL. That would be one school that I would have circled as far as where I'd want to go. And then for Raiola, like, does he want to dip his toe back into the SEC waters? Does he want to stay in the Big Ten? Could he look towards a Big 12 school? I think you're right, though. Who is going to pay me the most? That's what these kids are thinking. Who is going to pay me the most amount of money? Watch out for like a school like UCLA too with Bob Chesney. I mean, I know Nico's there. I don't know how much eligibility he has left, but
he'll probably be in the portal again too.
Dude, what about have you seen these things? I think Southern Cal is the school doing it. Now colleges are literally posting photos of these student athletes, these football players signing their contracts, and they're posting it on social media like it's an NFL contract signing. Hey, I'm so blessed to re-sign with my school. And they're taking the picture. They've got the TV screen behind them. They've got the pen to the paper with the hat on. Like, wow. I'm re-signing. I'm recommitting to my school. I've reached an agreement. It's wild, Jake. It's absolutely wild.
I just don't like how
and it's only going to get crazier.
Yeah. How do we get to just a better, simpler model and quickly? I don't know. Just can we just make them 2-year deals, right? And move on with this and know what you're getting into for 2 years. But I don't know, man. If I'm DJ Lagway, I think I go to Miami. Miami has had a proven track record of taking these quarterback projects and spitting them out and to the NFL. So I think, Carson will do well in the NFL draft. Obviously, Cam Ward did. If I'm DJ Lagway, man, it's going to be tough not to take my talents down there. I may be giving up a chance to win a national championship, but I'll be drafted very high.
So Yahoo Sports posted this, and I'm going to read it, so stick with me. Every stop along Dylan Raiola's football journey. 2021, high school in Texas. 2022, high school in Arizona. 2022, commits to Ohio State. 2022, decommits from Ohio State. 2023, a different high school in Arizona. 2023, commits to Georgia. 2023, Buford High School in Georgia. 2023, decommits from Georgia. 2023, signs with Nebraska. He's at Nebraska in 24 and 25. 25, he enters the transfer portal. I don't know, man. I always say it. I'm 36 with 3 kids now. Jake, I've been around a little bit. I feel like I've got some experience. Things like that just do not lend themselves to a lot of success in the future, regardless of what you're doing.
Yeah, I want to be very careful about how I pose this question because I don't want to tell another grown person how to parent their kid, but like, what are we teaching our kids with this carousel of just, hey, the grass is always greener on the other side, and not having to, kind of go through the fire and face adversity. If it just gets tough, hey, we'll just pack our bags and move on and go somewhere else. So I don't know, man. It's
you bring up a great point. I mean, I know Dom Raiola. I was with the Detroit Lions for a little bit when he was the center. He was an incredible college football player, an amazing NFL football player. Where do you draw the line? Again, I think the thing that just muddies all of this water is the fact that there's so much money involved. And like when you're looking at the dollars that these kids are getting, I want to say I think I know how my parents would react, but again, when you have schools that are like, "Hey, we'll pay you $4 million next year," I'm like, "Okay, now I'm listening." I mean, like that's just a fact, and my parents might be like, "Yeah, we should probably listen to that offer."
Yeah, what's the dollar value on teaching you a life hard valuable lesson, right? It's like, well, I think you need this lesson to stay, face adversity, and come out, trial by fire on the other side. But also, hey, if we leave, we can make 1.5 next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, dude. That's a lot of money.
I get it. I get that it's tough.
I know. Transfer portal only going to get more crowded, but some big names announcing that they are entering it early this week. So we'll keep tabs on that. The college football awards were last week. Got a couple of big announcements for the University of Georgia. Congratulations to my mate, Brett Thorson. He wins the Ray Guy Award for the nation's best punter. I did vote for him. I'm so happy and proud of him. That is awesome. He's had an incredible career. He had an incredible SEC championship game as well. He will be a big factor if Georgia goes on to win a national championship. He has been nothing short of amazing for the Bulldogs. So Brett Thorson, congratulations to you. You are officially the Ray Guy Award winner as the nation's best punter. How about his long snapper, Bo Gardner? He wins the Manley Award, named after Patrick Manley, a great long snapper in his own right. Bo Gardner becomes the first Georgia Bulldog to win the Manley Award as the nation's top long snapper. So congrats to Bo. I think he's the best in the nation. And I had to mention this one. Tate Sandell is who I voted for to win the Lou Groza Award. Who is Tate Sandell? He's Oklahoma's kicker who wears the booty shorts. Congratulations, my man.
Was this the guy you couldn't remember last week?
He's a stud, dude. His stats are insane. He is extremely good. He can rip it. I think he's got an NFL future ahead of him as well. Congrats to Tate Sandell, booty shorts guy. He wins the Lou Groza Award as the nation's top place kicker.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool for Bo Gardner winning and being the only Georgia guy to win that award. That's what you said. I can't believe that. I feel like there's been a lot of guys come through. I mean, I played with Nick Moore, who's still in the league right now, and Trent Fricks was an incredible long snapper. Maybe a little undersized to play on Sundays, but man, really good at what they do. So, man, that's awesome. Congrats, Bo and Brett. So
yeah. Big congrats to those guys. Huge honors for sure. Fernando Mendoza is who I voted for the Davey O'Brien Award, the National Quarterback Award, and to no surprise, he ends up winning that one. Jake, before we get out of here, Army and Navy played over the weekend. Navy beats Army 17-16 in a comeback victory. Navy finishes the regular season 10-2. I've had buddies who go to this game every year. It looks just so awesome to attend. Some of my guys go with a couple of former Army guys. They have a blast. They say it's incredible. You get into the stadium early. You watch the procession of the cadets and the midshipmen. Of course, Donald Trump was there. The flyover happens, all the pageantry. I haven't been. I really want to go. But the special aspect of this game, the standalone game, the week after conference championship weekend, is in jeopardy because the college football playoff is probably going to expand. And there have been some high-level conversations with the supervisors of each service academy as to what they're going to do in terms of this game. I think it'd be a shame if they don't get the standalone game. CBS pays a lot of money to broadcast that game. It's important. I think it's important for college football. I think it's important for our country, and it's unfortunate that they're going to be put in the crosshairs in terms of when they'll be able to play this game with the visibility that it so deserves.
Yeah. Wow, a lot to unpack there, Drew. You kind of went on a little run there.
I'm sorry, buddy.
One, this game's awesome, really cool for all the reasons you said, the pageantry. One thing about this game that I failed to notice up until this point was that the president switches sides at halftime, right? To spend 50-50 on both sides. So, man, seeing a video of Trump walk across, the field. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know how I've missed that over the years, but yeah, I don't know. I think that's a pretty cool thing. And I guess back to the college football playoff, we may know what happens with the college football playoff because of what's going to happen to this game, right? And this may be, kind of the cause and effect, what you see first, and we'll maybe get a glimpse of what the college football playoff kind of outlook in the future could look like. So I've heard rumbles about an idea about the bowls being at the beginning of the year in week 0, and that way they could have the playoff starting around the Thanksgiving week. Yeah, starting earlier. So it is such an interesting way they can do it. I think it's going to be hard to do it right, but I think they can do it right. And I think they should. It would be better for everybody, better for the players, better for the coaches, and better for the overall fan experience.
This comes from awfulannouncing.com. The Army-Navy game is a key financial driver for both service academies' athletic department budgets. CBS pays into the 7 figures annually for the game and recently extended its rights agreement to run through 2038. The game accounts for as much as 30% of Army and Navy's annual athletic budgets. The game regularly draws high single-digit millions of viewers on CBS, partly due to its standalone window. So they need to keep that. They need to support these service academies. Service men and women cannot receive NIL funds either. Obviously, if you go to Army or Navy and you're accepted into these academies, you do not have to pay any sort of tuition either. So it's an important game for a lot of reasons. So I hope they are taken care of as they need to be taken care of. Well, we've said it all. We've done it all. We got a big show coming up on Thursday as we get everybody ready for the first round college football playoff games. Jake, before we jumped onto this episode, I said, man, what are we going to do to fill 44 minutes? And yet we're up against it. So big shout out to our sponsors and our partners, Solomon Brothers Jewelers. Check them out at Solomon Brothers on social media, solomonbrothers.com. 3 amazing locations for you to choose from. Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. Mention Punt and Pass sent you. You can get up to 10% off your jewelry purchase. Win the Christmas season. Shop at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. Remember, Humberto Injury Law is your first call when accidents happen. Don't wait. Visit HumbertoInjuryLaw.com today. Humberto Injury Law, protecting people, fighting for justice, winning results. They are the #1 personal injury and workers' comp attorney in Atlanta. HumbertoInjuryLaw.com. Jake, anything on the way out, my man?
Yeah, man, this is what we do. We just put out excellent content. So it doesn't matter what's on the slate, what's not. We can get it done. So thanks, Drewski.
Yes, sir. Follow us at Punt and Pass. I'm at Drew Butler. He's at From Jake. Have a great week, everybody, and we will talk to you on Thursday. See ya.
We out.